What's up, everybody? Hope you all had a great day. Getting into this episode of GH. Listen, Sonny and Rick have been involved in a lot of crazy things, a lot of criminal things. This is the first time I think that they've ever been involved in a dog napping. Like they are officially a part of a dog napping. Ain't that something? That's something to bond over. It was so funny watching Sonny hold that dog. That shit was hilarious. You know what's weird? I swear to God, they need to let Sonny have his gray hair back. At least his salt and pepper hair. They do, because it's getting ridiculous now. Because Rick is his younger brother, and yet Rick got way more gray than Sonny. Sonny need to stop dyeing that head. He really do. Shit, even Dante got gray in his hair. But I am getting so sick and tired of Dante and his little holier than thou attitude. Like, it's really getting on my nerves. But I really wish Gio and Emma would have took those dogs somewhere else. Why would you bring them to Sonny's house? Talking about they ain't got nowhere else to go. Yes, you do. Bring them to the Quartermains. The Quartermains have a freaking stable. You could bring the dogs there. They have a huge property. Makes sense. But I can understand why his first instinct was to go to Sonny, because they feel like they did something in criminal. So why not go to one of the best ones? I get it. But Dante was pissing me off, coming here hooting and hollering, blaming Gio, talking about, oh, now you got everybody involved in some criminal behavior, in a criminal act. And Rick was trying to come up with solutions. Rick was like, well, there is a defense for this. For one, you can, I think it's called the Good Samaritan Act or whatever. And Emma was like, yeah, we was leaving the brown dog. We heard some dogs crying in the building. We went to go save them. Plus Dalton left town, so who's going to press charges? Nobody saw him. So technically there's not a crime. But yeah, Dante, he gets holier than thou and self-righteous when he want to. How many times have we seen Dante bend the law? Now all of a sudden you want to sit here and be all self-righteous and high and mighty when it comes to Gio and blaming him for everything. And I love how Rocco stood up for Gio and let him know, like, first of all, Gio didn't know I was here. And I had nothing to do with whatever they did. I came over here because I didn't want to see your damn face. That's pretty much, like, I'm paraphrasing what he said, but I know he was thinking it. But Dante just wouldn't let it go. He just kept going and going and going at Gio. I was so glad Sonny stepped in and just let him know, like, enough is enough. And I'm glad he pulled Dante to the side and let him know that separating Gio and Rocco is not the wisest idea. They're going to need each other. They're brothers. They still trying to get to know each other. Plus, you're both their fathers. They both are going to need you. And Dante did admit to Sonny that he doesn't want to lose Rocco or Gio. But if you don't want to lose Gio, then stop being a jackass. Stop blaming that dude for everything. Everything is not his fault. And at least he's owning up to his mistakes. He's not trying to come up with excuses for it. He's not, shying away from it. He's owning it. It's like, let it go. He needs to listen to Sonny on this one. And, Rocco made a deal with Dante. He was like, listen, I'll go home with you tonight if you let this whole thing go. You don't press any charges. So Dante was like, cool. And Sonny let Gio know, like, listen, Rocco stepped up for you because that's what brothers do. And the way him and Rick looked at each other when he said that, I really want Rick and Sonny to have a cordial relationship. I think it's long overdue, for them to have a brotherly relationship. Like, I'm ready for it because I'm getting tired of them always being estranged from each other, and their relationship always being strained and whatnot. I'm getting sick of it. It's like, no, y'all need to come together, damn it. Enough is enough. But Sonny he tried to solve this problem, but he may have an even bigger problem on his hand because, of course, Sidwell went to go see Laura, and Laura was expecting him. because she knew he was gonna pop his little cocoon head ass up at some point. And of course, he's there to blackmail her. This fool got a photo of her opening up her trunk with Dalton in the back of it. And he got a photo of Sonny being at the scene. Because I think he had a drone following her or whatever to take photos. Because Laura wasn't sweating it at first. Laura was like, oh, this is probably an AI. It's probably a deep fake or whatever. He was like, nope, they can authenticate it. If I give it to the cops, he was like, they can authenticate that and prove it's real. And he was like, basically, you gave me the cherry on top because Sonny was involved. He wasn't expecting that part, but it was a gift for him. So she thought that, Sidwell was going to want to replace her as mayor or whatever. Of course, what's his face? Ezra popped his little goofy ass up. He's a part of it. Oh, what did I miss? Get your ass out. That's what you missed. I would have slammed the door in his face. She thought Sidwell wanted to replace her with Ezra. But Sidwell said no. He was like, I'm not going to do that because the people clearly voted for you to be mayor. So basically, Ezra is going to be a go-between between her and Sidwell because he want Laura to work for him. She's basically going to take orders. And I love how Laura was bucking up at first. She was like, listen, she said, I don't face bigger and badder people than you, and they're not here anymore. I still am. But he not backing down because he's serious about, putting her in prison. And he got leverage over her now. I love that part after he left when Laura broke down. I love that part, showing her vulnerability and stuff like that because she's in a hell of a jam at this moment. But after she's done crying, I'm going to need her to get up, wipe those tears, dust herself off, and I'm going to need her to put her tough skin on because it's time to go to war. Ain't no way in the world her and Sonny are going to take this shit lying down. They're not going to take no blackmail. That it ain't going to happen, Captain. Dust it off. And then her and Sonny and Jason need to get together, come up with a plan, and annihilate these bitches. That's what they need to do. That's what they need to do. She could cry tonight, but in the morning, put your tough skin on and go to war. Go to war. It's time. Because she need to show Ezra, she need to show Sidwell, you don't fuck with the originals. That's what you don't do. Like, if she can go to war with the Cassadines for decades and outlive Helena, little raggedy ass, no shade to Helena, because that's my boo. But you know what I mean. If she can outlive her little ass, she can outlive Sidwell. Her and Sonny need to get together and come up with a plot. They need to come up with a plan. Shut these hoes down. Shut them down. Shut them down. After all the people they survived, and you think Sidwell and Ezra are going to take them down? Fuck that. You talking about Sonny, who survived Lorenzo Alcazar. He survived the Zakaras. He survived Andrei Karpov, the fucking Russians. And the Russians was lighting they shit up. Burned down the coffee shop, all type. Listen. The Russians ain't play with Sonny and Jason. They didn't play with them. And they survived all of that and more. And you think Sidwell gonna be the catalyst? Sidwell's gonna be the one to take him out? Bump that. Nope. Game time. Nope. It's time for them to come on, put on their all black outfits, and show these bitches. But anyway, moving on from that. I am so over Brit. I'm over her. I'm just annoyed by her at this point. I have no fucks to give for her. Her little stunt of trying to make Jason jealous, and he saw right through it. She over there flirting with Cody, getting all, white girl wasted. Trying to kiss that, well, she did kiss him. And Cody did the right thing. He was like, back up off me. But he did it, too late because Molly done seen it. He was like, nope, back up off me. I'm seeing somebody. I'm interested in someone else. And Jason knew what it was. He knew homegirl was trying to make him jealous. She wasn't slick about it. Jason could read right between the lines. But what annoyed me with Molly was she did that little kid shit. Oh, she seen him kissing. Now she want to go home, get an attitude, and stomp upstairs like a child. Why didn't you just stay and confront him and find out what was going on? That's what you should have did. Confront him, find out what was going on, get your answers. Now there's a miscommunication between them because now he thinks that Molly stood him up. He didn't even know she was there. Open up your mouth. Let him know, hey, I saw a Brit kiss you. What was good with that? What's up with that? Be grown. Be grown about it. Have a grown conversation. You can get a lot of answers if you open your mouth and ask the right questions. Just saying. But if I was Jason, I wouldn't have paid Brit a bit of mind. I would have sat right there and continued to talk to Spinelli because Spinelli is just going through it right now. He worried about Maxie since, him and the family recently went to go visit her for Thanksgiving or whatever, or try to spend the day with her. And Spinelli just feel like she might not wake up. But I'm like, Spinelli, if Michael could wake up from a coma, Lulu could wake up from a coma, you really think Maxie won't? Come on. It might not be right now, but she gonna wake up. But I get it, though. It is tough to see, someone you love laying there and they can't, speak, can't move. They're there, but they're not there. That's the hard part. So I get where he's coming from. But at least Jason tried to be there for him and give him some hope and let him know, listen, Maxie coming up out of this. But Spinelli noticed that, Jason couldn't keep his eye off Cody and Brit, even though I wish he would. But he noticed that she was drunk as shit. So he was like, listen, get you some water to go. And he said, I'm going to take you home. She's sitting there talking about, oh, well, I dare you to kiss me. Brit, if you don't go take your little desperate drunk ass on somewhere, that man ain't about to kiss you. Especially in your state of mind. You're drunk. And that's not Jason's style. He don't take advantage of women, especially when they're drunk. If you were sober, that's a whole different story. But I'm like, Jason, don't even think about kissing her, even if she is sober. Don't kiss her. Don't waste your time with that blockhead. I'm just sick of her. Because all she do is try to play in Jason's face every time. And it's getting rather annoying. So anyway, moving on from that. If I was Christina, I wouldn't even have wanted to hear about that little bootleg wedding. Because, Alexis had to let them know how the wedding from hell went. But she just happy that Scout is back at home with them. They got that foolery done and over with. And I don't blame Alexis because I would be very irritated that I missed the whole Thanksgiving dinner with my family because I had to come to this little bootleg wedding. I would have been pissed. Who want to come to that foolishness? So anyway, Trina need to calm down. She really do. Like, I get that she's getting hit with so many things at once, but she really needs to stop trying to blame herself. Thinking that, oh, I got to do something to help my parents, but then again, one of them could be involved in it. I'm like, Trina, you don't have all the facts per usual. Like, relax. You're jumping to conclusions, number one. Number two, stop blaming yourself for every damn thing. Your parents are adults. There's a lot going on with them that you don't know. Like, she really need to calm that shit down. And I hope she don't think she gonna get her little self involved because Kai was like, oh, maybe we could find out who the shooter is. No, y'all need to go sit down somewhere. Y'all are not Starsky and Hutch. Please go sit down. Y'all are not NYPD Blue. None of that shit that was on TV. You are not Olivia Benson. You ain't none of these folk. Have a sit down. Leave it alone. So anyway, moving on from that, I don't blame Jordan for being a little pissed because I would have been too. Like, you basically making me an accessory after the fact. I would have been pissed. I was like, nope, stop talking. Like, don't tell me nothing incriminating. But according to Curtis, he claims that he called the hit off, or he never transferred the money to Miss Wu because he couldn't go through with it because he couldn't have Drew's murder on his conscience and stuff like that. Plus, he didn't want Miss Wu hanging that over his head because we all know she would have. I don't trust it. Because when Curtis went to go hug Jordan, he had a look in his eye that tells me that he's not telling the full story. I don't know if he's telling the truth or not, but it's something in his face telling me you're not being totally honest. And also, I feel like this, whatever happened to Drew, like that shooting that happened to him, I feel like it wasn't a mob hit. It couldn't have been a mob hit. That shit was so sloppy. There's no way a mobster ordered a hit like that. It was just way too sloppy. It wasn't done correctly. And that's not the mob style. That's not the mob way. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, it would have been way more clean than that and even bigger. He would have been dead. Mobsters don't usually leave people alive when they do a hit. I'm just saying. That's a hell to the no. So something tell me that, that hit didn't go down. Not on her part. I feel like it was something else. But anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you all thought, and I will see you all later. Peace.